Rudine, I will never forget. Now, there are a lot of people whose names I don't remember. I won't forget Rudine's name or the impression that she made on my life. The photos you're looking at are of a 25-year-old woman who once weighed 38 pounds. Rudine Howard is a human skeleton living on what she calls God's will. After 11 years, she still suffers from life-threatening anorexia nervosa. We've been following Rudine's battle to survive for the past 4 months now. She discussed her obsessive fear of food.
Still to this day, I still think of every calorie, and I can tell you any calorie in any food. If I study the diet book so much, it's just like instant in my brain. Every time I see a piece of food, I see a calorie written on it instead of seeing what it looks like.
You can look in the mirror now at 48 pounds, the way you look today, and you still see yourself as being fat.
Yes.
Even if you can look in the mirror and see yourself as being a fat person, you have to you have to feel your bones. You have to. You can feel that there's no fat here. You can feel that, and so when you would feel, it feels like holding a skeleton almost. So when you would feel that, would you still think that you're fat?
To me, I would be, because I would measure my fingers around my arms, and when they got bigger, that's when I started getting scared. When I could only go like this, and I couldn't get my fingers to touch, that's when I would start dieting again, that I wouldn't let it go farther. But now I can see, because I can go farther around.
A few months after our conversation, Rudine was hospitalized, still fighting anorexia.
So people still say I'm thin, but I do not feel that.
We'd been following Rudine over a period of time, and suddenly one day I realized we are following her as a news story. We're following her as, a voyeur looking into this anorexic life. We need to help her. We have followed Rudine the past 4 months. She joins us today, weighing 12 more pounds than she did the day I met her 4 months ago, Rudine Howard. It is so difficult for me to understand how you don't see yourself the way the rest of us see you.
Yes. Your brain just doesn't see it. You're so willed to be thin that every time you still look, you still feel fat.
Do you still feel fat at 60? You feel fat at 60 pounds?
Truthfully, yes.
So when I heard that it was difficult for you.
Very difficult.
Gaining these 12 pounds because it's not really what you want to do.
No, it was still a fight in the hospital. I agreed to have the hyperalimentation because I had kidney infection, and I know I needed it. I had to gain it, but it's still every day was a fight to do it. A fight inside of me. It was very hard.
And so now that you know that you've gained 12 pounds, is there somewhere in your head the urge to lose it?
Yes, there's still the urge, but I'm feeling better, and there's more will to get better, to gain.
Because don't you know that if you don't gain, you're not going to be able to survive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Do you want to get better?
Oh, yes. I pray to God every day. It's a spiritual battle inside of me that I have to accept myself, and there's a reason for me. God has put me here for a reason.
Rudine is now 27 years old, and she's still in the fight for her life. She joins us by satellite today from the hospital where she was admitted just days ago. Rudine, what do you want to say to all the women out there who are right now young girls where you were 14 years ago, starting this obsession with dieting?
Don't do it. Believe me, I've been down to 32 pounds, and I've been in a coma, and I barely made it. Don't do it. Save yourself.
Well, at the time of that taping, Rudine Howard weighed 49 pounds. Can you believe it? And since then, she's gained an incredible 40 pounds. able to, are you eating now?
Yes.
You're eating real food?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the heaviest you've been, or the most weight you've gained. I mean, because I talked to you several years before, and you had only gained like 3 pounds in 3 years.
This is the most I've been since 13.
Since 13. And you weigh what, 89?
Yeah.
89. You going to continue to allow yourself to put more weight on?
Yeah, I'm going to try to, yeah.
When you're in it, and when you're this way, you can't see it. And it's so hard.
Years later, when Tracy Gold was on with Rudine had such an impact on my life that there was a moment when Tracy is saying, what you need to do, you need to feed your brain, you need to feed yourself, you need to nourish yourself, you need to this. And Rudine looks up at her and she says, but how?
What you can do is you can make the little steps to fill your mind so that you can fight back.
How did you do it?
You just start to nourish your brain so your brain can start to feel life again. And the life is so wonderful. We are in control of our lives and our destiny.
Rudine, when you hear Tracy say that and you see somebody who's come out of it, does that give you a little bit of light?
You've done it. I can't do it.
I'm telling you, to this day, that's one of the most powerful things I've ever heard. The little hairs on my arm raised, and I was just like a chill went through me, and I thought, that is it. That is what everybody wants to know. How? That is the central question in life. How? I was so profoundly impacted by that. I've been doing this show for 10 years, and I have been touched by so many incredible people in that time, but there is one special young woman who I believe moved us all. For 7 years, Rudine Howard struggled for her life, battling the devastating effects of an eating disorder, anorexia nervosa. But last Friday at 3 o'clock in the morning in her hospital bed, Rudine lost that battle. And so today, Rudine, we dedicate this show to you with the hope that some other person, young girl, young boy, watching will see themselves in you and stop their suffering. This one's for you.